O Lord, you have searched me and known me. You know when I sit down in the driver's seat and when I rise up through the gears. You discern my thoughts from a car.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope you are well, whatever time of day I find you, and whatever situation you are in yourself. Another thoughts from a car, the ramblings of an idiot. And I'm an idiot on the way to work, so I thought I would record this as I travel down the road. Again, as it always is, it's something that occurs to me, something that happens in the news, something that I read or see on TV or whatever, and it sort of triggers a thought. So, today is that picture that was posted by the President of the United States of America on his Truth Social platform, of him in a red and white, or really cream coloured, I think, or ivory coloured robe with lights coming out of his hands and angelic figures in the background, touching the forehead of somebody lying out, surrounded by various other people. Now, there was apparently a bit of an outrage amongst the MAGA evangelical crowd who thought this was maybe a step too far, depicting yourself as Jesus. Possibly a step too far. Now, the dozens of sexual assault accusations, the inclusion in the Epstein files thousands and thousands and thousands of times, the corruption that is so apparent, all of that's okay, that's fine, yeah, that's all right, but this AI generated photograph, that crosses the line. I did see a thing this morning as I was sort of getting ready to head out, where apparently, now again, I don't know if this is a joke or if it's true, and the problem with this whole Trump administration is you don't know. It's not easily apparent what's a joke and what is actually true. You can't tell satire, because it's all very possible, because it's such a mess of a thing. But I did read somewhere that Caroline Leavitt, the press secretary, who, bear in mind, prays before she goes in to every press conference. I'm sure the cross she wears around her neck burns her skin dreadfully every time she opens her mouth. But she apparently told old Grandpa Poopy Pants that to say that the photograph had been doctored, and because of his advancing years and probably hearing not quite as good as it was, and maybe cognitive abilities not quite as good as they were, he thought she said doctor instead of doctored. So he went out and told a lie about him posting it, thinking he was a doctor and healing all the world and all that sort of stuff. And it just occurs to me, if you're going to lie as an organisation, at least get everybody in, at a 7 a.m. meeting, organise your lies, make sure everybody's on board telling the same lie, rather than a whole string of ones you just make up as you go along. A bit like, the reasons for the Iran war. Just all these different reasons. And they should have got together and said, here's the lie we're pushing. Always say this. That's the trouble when you lie. Oh, what a tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive. Isn't that the line of poetry? And it is, you've got to make sure that you lie well, that you don't just do it sloppily. I remember watching I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, in the days that I used to watch telly. And Eric Bristow, the darts world champion, was on it. And he said that he never lied. And everyone went, oh, right. But it wasn't out of some sort of moral decision. It wasn't that he thought that lying was wrong and as a moral person he wasn't going to do it. He said, I don't have the memory to lie. In other words, you've got to remember your lie in order to keep the thing going. And this is the problem with the Trump administration. They don't remember which lie they've told before, and so they make up a new one to compensate for the lie that they've been called out on. Well, not that they're all that often called out in lies, but the odd time that they are, they just rejig it, recalibrate, tell a new lie to get them past that little hump in the road. But so Eric Bristow didn't lie because he didn't have a good memory. And so I suppose it's a lesson about the truth, about it's easier in a way, I suppose, to tell the truth than to tell it's easier to tell the truth than to tell a lie because you don't have to remember all the things you've lied about. But again, it can also be difficult telling the truth. Truth can be hard. The truth can cause problems. The truth can cause difficulties in all sorts of ways. So, who knows? Anyway, try to be, I suppose, the most truthful person you can be in every aspect of your life. I suppose that just keeps everything sort of right. It was often said that Gandhi never consciously told a lie in his adult life. That sounds quite a claim, one of those hagiographic sort of claims that besotted biographers would write about someone they deeply admire. But apparently it was true, and I'll go along with it. He never consciously told a lie because he never thought that would achieve anything. That the truth was always the best way to go. And for Gandhi, truth was God and God was truth, and so it was a sort of religious thing as well. So anyway, be as truthful as you can. Enjoy your day, and I will see you at some other point. Take care now. Bye-bye.